Hey everyone, welcome to Technically You.
Today, we're diving into fixed wireless internet, specifically the 5G home internet services that are really shaking up the broadband market in 2025.
Yeah, and this is a big deal. For decades, your home internet options were basically cable, DSL, fiber if you're lucky, or satellite if you're desperate. Now, fixed wireless, particularly 5G fixed wireless, is becoming a legitimate competitor.
Right. The big three carriers, T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T, are all pushing hard into this space. They're targeting people who are fed up with cable companies, can't get fiber, or just want a simpler alternative.
And the technology has matured significantly. We're talking download speeds competing with cable, quick installations, no contracts with some providers, and prices that are often lower than traditional broadband.
But there are also limitations and challenges people need to understand before they cancel their cable.
Exactly. So let's break down what fixed wireless internet is, how it works, who's offering it, what speeds you can actually expect, and whether it's the right choice for you in 2025.
Let's start with the basics. What exactly is fixed wireless internet, and how does it differ from your phone's 5G connection?
Fixed wireless internet uses cellular network technology, primarily 5G and 4G LTE, to deliver home broadband service. Instead of a cable coming into your house or fiber optic line, you get internet wirelessly from a nearby cell tower.
So it's like your phone's data connection, but for your whole house?
Similar concept, but there are important differences. Your phone connects directly to the tower and moves around. Fixed wireless uses a dedicated home gateway device, basically a special modem router combo, that stays in one location in your home and is optimized for that specific location. These gateways often have external antennas, better reception capabilities than phones, and are configured specifically for your address. They create a Wi-Fi network for your home just like a regular router.
And this is different from satellite internet like Starlink?
Completely different. Satellite internet communicates with satellites 340 plus miles up in space. Fixed wireless connects to terrestrial cell towers that are typically within a few miles of your home. This means much lower latency, 20 to 40 milliseconds for fixed wireless versus 40 to 80 milliseconds for Starlink. Fixed wireless is also different from mobile hotspots. Mobile hotspots are meant to be portable and share your phone's data plan. Fixed wireless is tied to your home address, uses a dedicated home gateway, often has unlimited data or much higher caps, and is optimized for home use.
Let's talk about who's actually offering this service. You mentioned T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T. What's the landscape look like?
As of 2025, the big three are all in this market, but they're taking slightly different approaches. T-Mobile Home Internet has been the most aggressive. They launched in 2021 and by 2025 have over 5 million customers. They're using mid-band 5G, primarily their 2.5 gigahertz spectrum from the Sprint merger, which gives good balance of speed and coverage.
What kind of speeds are we talking about?
T-Mobile advertises typical download speeds of 72 to 245 megabits per second, with some customers seeing up to 400 plus megabits per second in optimal conditions. Upload speeds are typically 15 to 50 megabits per second. They price it at $50 to $60 per month depending on whether you're a T-Mobile wireless customer. You get a discount if you bundle. Verizon 5G Home Internet has two tiers. Their 5G home service uses their ultra-wideband 5G, mmWave, and C-band spectrum. Where available, it can deliver 300 megabits per second to 1 gigabit per second downloads and 50 to 100 megabits per second uploads. But mmWave has very limited coverage. Their LTE home internet is the fallback for areas without 5G coverage, typically 25 to 100 megabits per second download, 5 to 25 megabits per second upload. Pricing is $35 to $80 per month depending on whether you're a Verizon mobile customer and which tier you're on.
So there's a big range depending on the technology and your location?
Huge range. And that's key. Fixed wireless performance is extremely location dependent. Two neighbors on the same street might have very different experiences based on where their house sits relative to the tower, obstructions, building materials, and network congestion. AT&T Internet Air is AT&T's fixed wireless offering, launched more recently than the other two. They're using a combination of 4G LTE and 5G where available. Speeds are typically 40 to 140 megabits per second download, 10 to 30 megabits per second upload, though they advertise up to 350 megabits per second in some 5G areas. Pricing is around $55 to $60 per month, with discounts for AT&T wireless customers. As of 2025, they're available in fewer markets than T-Mobile or Verizon, but expanding rapidly.
Are there any smaller players in this space?
Yes, regional carriers and WISPs, wireless internet service providers, have been doing fixed wireless for years, often using different technologies like WiMAX or proprietary wireless systems. Companies like Rise Broadband, Starry Internet in cities, and various regional providers. But the big three carriers have massive spectrum holdings and existing tower infrastructure, so they have inherent advantages in coverage and capacity that smaller players can't match.
Walk me through the technical side. How does fixed wireless actually deliver internet to your home?
The infrastructure starts with the cell tower, the same towers that provide your mobile phone service, but with dedicated capacity for home internet. Modern 5G towers use multiple spectrum bands. Low band, 600 to 900 megahertz, provides wide coverage but lower speeds. Think 50 to 150 megabits per second. Mid-band, 2.5 to 3.7 gigahertz, is the sweet spot. Good balance of speed, 100 to 400 megabits per second, and coverage reaching 1 to 2 miles. High band or mmWave, 24 to 47 gigahertz, delivers the crazy speeds, potentially 1+ gigabits per second, but only works within a few hundred yards of the tower and can't penetrate walls well. This is what Verizon uses for their top-tier service in dense urban areas.
So you need to be within range of a tower using the right spectrum?
Exactly. The carrier determines eligibility based on your address. They check if you're within coverage area of towers with available capacity and what spectrum bands are serving that area. When you sign up, they send you a gateway device. This is a specialized modem-router combo. Inside, it has cellular radios, antennas sometimes external, a Wi-Fi router, and often Ethernet ports. The gateway connects to the nearest cell tower using 5G or 4G LTE, receives the internet signal, and converts it to Wi-Fi and wired Ethernet for your devices. It's powered by regular AC power. Just plug it into an outlet.
Installation sounds simple.
That's one of the biggest selling points. Self-installation in most cases. The carrier ships you the gateway, you plug it in, download their app, and follow setup instructions. The app usually helps you find the best location in your home for signal strength. No technician visit, no drilling holes, no waiting for appointments. You can have internet service within hours of receiving the device instead of days or weeks with cable installation. The gateway constantly monitors signal quality and adjusts to optimize performance. It handles handoffs between towers if needed, though as a fixed location, it usually stays on one tower. Manages band aggregation to combine multiple frequency bands for better speeds, and implements quality of service for your home network.
Let's get specific about speeds. What can people actually expect in real-world use as of 2026?
This is where we need to be honest. Real-world speeds vary dramatically based on technology, location, and network conditions. Alex. T-Mobile 5G. Home internet in 2026. Download. Most customers see 100 to 250 megabits per second, with peak speeds reaching 300 to 400 megabits per second in optimal conditions. Upload. 15 to 50 megabits per second is typical, occasionally higher with newer 5G equipment. Latency. 25 to 40 milliseconds average. Technology. Primarily mid-band 5G, 2.5 gigahertz. Some areas have newer mmWave or C-band supplementing.
How does that compare to cable?
Cable typically offers 100 to 300 megabits per second for residential plans, sometimes up to 1 gigabit per second. So T-Mobile is competitive with standard cable packages for downloads. Where T-Mobile lags is uploads. Cable can offer 10 to 50 megabits per second upload on standard plans. Fiber offers symmetric speeds, same up and down, but T-Mobile's 15 to 50 megabits per second upload is often slower. Verizon 5G home internet in 2025. 5G ultra-wideband areas. mmWave plus C-band. 300 megabits per second to 1 plus gigabits per second download. 50 to 100 megabits per second upload. LTE home internet. 25 to 100 megabits per second download. 5 to 25 megabits per second upload. Latency. 20 to 35 milliseconds for 5G. 30 to 50 milliseconds for LTE. Technology. Mix of mmWave, 28/39 gigahertz, C-band, 3.7 gigahertz, and LTE fallback. Verizon's top tier, where available, can match or exceed cable and even compete with fiber on downloads. But that mmWave coverage is very limited, mostly dense urban neighborhoods. The LTE service is more widely available but slower. AT&T Internet Air in 2025. Download 40 to 140 megabits per second typical, up to 350 megabits per second in strong 5G areas. Upload 10 to 30 megabits per second. Latency 25 to 45 milliseconds. Technology mix of 4G LTE and 5G, sub-6 gigahertz primarily. AT&T is generally middle of the road, faster than DSL, competitive with basic cable packages, but not matching the top-end speeds of Verizon's mmWave or high-end cable/fiber.
You keep saying typical and optimal conditions. What causes the variation?
Several factors. Distance from tower, every 100 yards matters. Signal strength degrades with distance. Obstructions, trees, hills, buildings between you and the tower reduce signal quality. Building materials. Brick, stucco, metal siding, low E windows all attenuate wireless signals. Network congestion is huge. Cell towers have finite capacity. During peak evening hours when everyone's streaming Netflix, speeds can drop significantly. Unlike cable, where you have dedicated bandwidth to your home, fixed wireless shares the tower's capacity with other users. Weather can affect higher frequency signals, especially mmWave. Heavy rain can degrade signal quality, and device placement in your home matters. Near a window facing the tower is better than in a basement corner.
Not everyone can just sign up for these services, right? What are the restrictions?
Correct. The biggest restriction is address-based availability. All three carriers check your address before you can sign up. They're verifying tower coverage, network capacity, and signal strength at your specific location.
So you can't just decide you want T-Mobile home internet and get it?
Nope. Even if you're in a coverage area on their map, they might tell you you're not eligible if the nearest tower is at capacity. Too many home internet customers already. Signal strength to your address is too weak. Network performance modeling predicts poor customer experience. They're prioritizing other addresses first in that area. Capacity limits are real. Carriers can only serve so many home internet customers per tower before everyone's speeds degrade. They're constantly balancing adding new customers against maintaining quality for existing ones. Some carriers have wait lists. You can register your address and they'll notify you when service becomes available. This happened a lot with Verizon's 5G home in popular areas. There are also sometimes regional restrictions. AT&T Internet Air, for example, is available in select markets, not nationwide. They're expanding but focusing on specific cities and suburbs. Equipment restrictions: you must use the carrier-provided gateway. You can't bring your own modem like you sometimes can with cable. The gateway is optimized for their network and configured for your specific location.
What about data caps?
This varies by carrier and has evolved significantly. As of 2025, T-Mobile, generally unlimited data with no hard caps. However, there's a deprioritization threshold. After about 1.2 terabytes per month, your traffic may be slowed during congestion, meaning you get slower speeds during peak times but not completely throttled. Verizon. Their 5G home plans are typically unlimited with no caps. LTE home internet had caps in the past, but as of 2025, most plans are unlimited with potential deprioritization after high usage. AT&T unlimited data on Internet Air, though similar deprioritization after heavy usage, typically 1 plus terabyte. The key word is deprioritization versus throttling. You're not cut off or slowed to unusable speeds, but during network congestion, you might get bumped behind other traffic. For most users under 1 terabyte monthly, this isn't noticeable.
What about contracts and commitments?
Another area where fixed wireless shines. T-Mobile, no annual contract, month-to-month service, no early termination fees. You can cancel anytime. Verizon, no contract required on most plans, though sometimes they offer discounts for longer commitments. Generally month-to-month. AT&T, typically no contract, month-to-month service. This is a huge advantage over cable, where you often face contracts, early termination fees, and price increases after promotional periods end.
Let's talk about the installation process. You mentioned it's mostly self-install.
Yes, and this is one of the biggest selling points. Traditional cable or fiber requires scheduling a technician appointment, often 1 to 2 weeks wait. Someone home during a 4-hour window. Technician drilling holes, running cables, installing equipment. Professional installation fees, $50 to $100 plus. Fixed wireless process. Check address eligibility online, 2 minutes. Order service online, 5 minutes. Gateway ships to your address, 1 to 3 days. Self-install using mobile app, 15 to 30 minutes. Internet active, same day you receive equipment.
Walk me through that self-install process.
You receive a box containing the gateway device, power adapter, quick start guide, and sometimes Ethernet cables. The gateway is usually a sleek device about the size of a small router. Step 1. Download the carrier's app. T-Mobile Internet, Verizon Home, or AT&T Smart Home Manager. Step 2. Plug in the gateway somewhere near a window, preferably on an upper floor, ideally facing the general direction of the cell tower. The app can help identify this. Step 3. Power on the gateway and wait for it to boot up and search for signal. This takes 2 to 5 minutes. Step 4. The app walks you through setup, creating your Wi-Fi network name and password, running speed tests to verify signal quality, and optimizing placement. Step 5. The app usually has a signal strength tool that shows you real-time signal quality as you move the gateway around your home. It'll tell you, move closer to the window, or try the second floor to optimize. Step 6. Once you find the best spot with good signal, usually indicated by 3 to 5 bars, leave it there, connect your devices to the new Wi-Fi, and you're done.
What if someone can't get good signal anywhere in their house?
The carriers usually offer a trial period, typically 14 to 30 days. If you can't get adequate speeds or signal quality, you can return the equipment for a full refund, no questions asked. Some carriers also offer external antennas or signal boosters for edge cases where you need extra help. Verizon, for example, has external antenna kits for their home internet that can significantly boost signal in challenging locations. But honestly, if your address was approved, you should get workable signal somewhere in your home. The carriers are pretty good at not activating addresses where it won't work.
Can you move the gateway around once installed?
You can move it within your home to optimize placement, but the service is tied to your home address. You can't take it to your office or vacation home. That violates the terms of service, and the gateway is location locked based on network configuration. Some carriers detect if you're using it at a different address and will warn or suspend service. This isn't a portable hotspot. It's fixed home internet. This is end of part 1 on fixed wireless internet. We will start part 2 with who are the targeted customers and use cases. So, as always, stay connected and stay curious.